All right, how do I look? Yeah, looking good. Looking good, looking casual. So I have like a mental defect, and it's that I don't get nervous in front of crowds. Like I can very much get in front of 5,000 people and just it won't bother me. And I love it. I can't wait to get up in front of that many people. You know, there's got to be like a career in there somewhere. Don't want a career.
Acting.
I kind of like, well, you're just up in front of a camera then. Well, I guess a crew.
No. Acting in the way that you do like stage plays.
Stage plays. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. That'd be great. I was in a play in junior high school, right? And in this skit, it was really a skit, there was this girl I had a crush on, right? And she played my wife in this skit, right? How awesome is that? So we get out there, I'm like super nerd. Her name was Hillary, by the way. Yeah, she's probably, at this moment, she's like diving in a dumpster somewhere, you know? She's like, I still got 3 good teeth. Watch out, half-eaten cheeseburger. It's happening. I remember this boy used to have a crush on me. He was so delightful. So anyway, she's my wife, and in the skit, we find a wallet, and she says, well, what do you want to do with the wallet? And my line is, we should go give the money back to that man. And I freeze, because I'm looking at my crush, right? And I can't remember. All the parents are there, right? Can't remember my line. So I say, I think we should buy a pizza. That was my way of asking her out to pizza, I guess. So anyway, so she saves the fumble, and she's like, yeah, that sounds good, but I think we should give the money back to that man. Oh my gosh. It's creepy Willow. Willow? No?
What?
Did Willow open the door?
I don't know.
I sensed a presence.
No.
Because she's like this creepy photo bomber.
Bro,
by the way.
You opened the door, didn't close it, and then...
No, it opened more. Was there just like a breeze?
There's wind coming.
Oh, okay, right. I thought I saw Willow like, do you know doing that Willow face?
Yeah.
We got Jessica here too. So I have like a crowd to talk to, and that makes me like more enthusiastic.
Right.
Do you mind getting me a little glass of water so I can water up? Okay, so listen up, guys. You're going to hear the most amazing thing you've ever heard. And I'll probably mistell the story and not get the facts straight. We'll wait for Griffin. Okay, while we're waiting on this story, a real dishwasher. That's my dream. I want a dishwasher where you can just put the dishes in it, right, Jessica? Dirty, and then they come out, like you don't have to clean them beforehand. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you have a dishwasher in your place?
Me.
You're the dishwasher? Oh, she referred to herself as the dishwasher.
Oh my lord! Dad, are you talking about getting an actual dishwasher?
Yeah, shut up.
Actually, my husband does dishes. Probably.
By the way, my kids get told to shut up a lot.
It's fine. We're all...
This is my spit take water. Let's see if somebody says something funny in the next 3 seconds. Nope, you had your chance. You had your chance to do it and you blew it. Something my kids also hear a lot of. Okay, so listen, a dishwasher, I want to put a frickin' Thanksgiving turkey whole in there. And when I open it up, I just want to see the bones. That's how strong I want my dishwasher. And even the bones will be like pulverized all over the place. Yeah, I'm not messing around. Okay, so listen up. So there's this famous performance artist, and I guess generally an artist, and he does a display. It's a big white wall, and his display is he duct tapes a banana to the wall.
All right.
That's it.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Oh, well.
It sells for $120,000. Banana duct taped to wall.
Okay.
Okay,
that
then
is fine art.
the next day,
Nutshell.
the artist shows up, and before anybody can stop him, he climbs over the ropes and he eats the banana. He pulls the banana off and he eats it. And there's just like a picture of him like eating this $120,000 banana, and I'm just like, this is awesome. Like, I'm like, that is the best art possible. Here's what I got out of it. Life is transitory. The important thing is the experiences. And you can't ever go back to the same thing. Life marches on. And that because the banana goes bad. What would happen if you just left it there and didn't actually eat the banana? It would be useless. So I thought it was pretty cool. So now the owners, the story gets a little bit better, not by much. And so the owner that bought it, he's losing his mind, right? But the artist is like, well, you got the certificate of authenticity. You bought the idea of the piece. That's what you own. So he gets duct tape out and he duct tapes a fresh banana up for him. And that's the piece of art that you have to like replace the banana ad infinitum with new bananas. Awesome! What a great thing. Like, I'm a better man for having read that story and been acquainted with that piece of art. All right, so anyway, yeah, it was pretty awesome. Like that Banksy picture that sold at auction for like whatever it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the artist had hidden a paper shredder in the bottom of the frame. So as the auctioneer banged the gavel and the money had to be paid, the artist by remote activated the paper shredder and the painting went through this paper shredder in the bottom. But then it got stuck halfway. It didn't shred all the way. And I'm just like, awesome. That painting is worth more now because of that. Brilliant. I love it. Art's a hell of a thing, huh?
Yeah, right.
All right, so anyway. I was going to talk about my vision of ideal life, but I don't feel like it. Yeah, lame. Who cares about visions and ideals? Okay, so anyway, by the way, I will never be able to run for public office after having done this channel for so many years. There's so many things that can be taken out of context and used as like pretty foul ringtones, I might add. So where do we live in my ideal world, Griff?
Vancouver, Canada.
West Vancouver, Canada. Now, I don't particularly, think Canada's better. I just soon go to Seattle and stay in the States, which we may still do. But yeah, West Vancouver. And I live in a place out there, and it's pretty awesome. So I have a house, a proper house, and then I have another place just for the wargaming, and guests can come. So that sounds awesome to me. I'll talk more about that on a different video, but I've got other things. Okay, let's talk about specials. So I'm making custom-made Christmas specials. So if you have a huge project and you want to get it on the docket, my crew is strong right now. My assembly went from like really weak, and it's just like up there right now. The assemblers are just chewing up everything as soon as it comes in. It's crazy. Like even if there's stuff like missing in it, they don't care. They're like, we'll just get that done. We'll get the other things done later. And they're doing a good job too. So awesome. And now I just have this pile here. About 8 things that got to go out. And that's not bad. Typically out of like 50 projects, I have it's about a third. So 2/3 of them are in process somehow with an actual person doing something with them. And then the other third have some kind of behind the scenes thing. They're waiting to be paid for or waiting for models to come in or something like that. So it's pretty good. But I like to set up about 5 projects. And you know what I really want, guys? I really want to take some time off for Christmas. All signs are pointing to Sean needs a break. You know what I'll do with that break? Paint models and play games. Necromunda. We're gonna talk about that. Yep. Jessica's like, oh God, you're not roping me into this.
Oh Lord,
Sean.
the dreaded moment is finally coming.
Yeah, Jessica was in my D&D group. I gotta point that out.
Are you
My
like
D&D group. Well, I'm a little like. I don't know. Like I had a little psychotic break about my D&D group. I was like, all is vain. It doesn't matter how good my game is. You still won't be able to get people to come out. No, what was the problem, Jessica? What's wrong with me?
There's nothing
That
wrong.
like, there's nothing wrong with me?
Well, part of our party pizza.
Yeah. We had work related. Jessica's like, can I just go by and get back to my
I'm
thing?
still bitter.
No, wait. Oh, you're a little bitter too?
what?
Just kidding.
Oh, no, that just came out. I think the truth just came out.
I'm sad.
Yeah, a little bit. Sad.
Now
Sad
we
more
hang
than
out
bitter.
with Veronica
Okay,
and Tom.
bye. Well, there goes my audience. I just got Griff now.
Hey, it's still me.
Yeah.
It's better than
All right.
no audience.
Listen up,
As a
people.
condition.
Okay. So specials. So if I quoted you on something, just ping me because I'm making deals you can't refuse. And I'm only going to do it through like the 15th. So like for another week. And then I have regular specials. So the first one is called Hero of the Imperium. You pay a certain amount of money up front. You get an amazing deal. You basically get this huge assembly and painting credit. And then over the course of however many months, I finish all the projects. So it's a great deal if you want to do it up front, and also if you're not in a hurry. It's a great thing for people that like they're buying new things or they want like an army done every couple of months. We're it. The crew is like super strong right now. It's fantastic. And I'm strengthening it too. Like I'm not sitting around on my thumbs waiting for it all to just happen. Well, in a way I am. We'll talk about that more later. Okay, so that's the Hero of the Imperium special, and I'm probably warning, my goal is to not do those anymore. Second special is called Aspiring Warlord, and I love it. So you pay a certain amount per month. There's different levels of it. The lowest level is $200 a month. It's a year commitment. But let's face it, you spend that much on your hobbies. So every month you get a $300 credit for assembly and painting. And you also get discounted prices on your materials if you get them through me. There's limitations on that, like can't get Forge World or limited edition things, but commonly available things. So you get a great deal on your models, you get a great deal on the assembly and painting, and with, of course, what's the downside? Well, you pay a certain amount every month, and you gotta commit to that. And so far, so good. I've had 3 people do it. One guy's got through the year, finishing up all his stuff, and I like it. I think I'll keep running that one. It's solid. All right, so there's my specials. And yeah, I would love, in the next week, I would just love to just book up the needed projects, because about 8 projects have fallen off, meaning we finished them, and it would be great. And quite frankly, I'd love to just take a break, guys. That'd be awesome. Not that my life isn't awesome, right? Like if my ex-wife and current wife are here, they'd be like, "What are you talking about, a break?"
Your entire job is a break. You get to stay
My
home.
entire job is a break. It feels like that. I've actually just gotten super fast at doing it. Like like every time I train somebody to like do some process, I'm like, ugh, I could do this like 3 times as fast. So, but that's for another time. The Mandalorian.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Hey, oh, we've been watching it every Friday. We get burgers and watch Mandalorian, and it is great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so nice. And hey, congratulations, Mandalorian. You're making up. You're making up for a lot of disappointment. All right. So I have a few ideas, and here they are. First off, I was at the game shop the other day. Last night, right? Yes, I slurp my water. It's a bad habit, but it tastes better that way. All right, so I'm at the game shop and I'm like, oh, you actually, even if you had no job and you were independently wealthy and you had a crew of, say, 8 people full-time to just paint all the figures and stuff, you couldn't play all these games. You couldn't be into them all. Never mind all the role-playing games that are out there. Crazy amounts of RPGs. And meaning role-playing games. All right. So I was just like, wow, you can't play them all. Just like YouTube has more than 24 hours of new music uploaded every day. You can't listen to it all. And every time you listen to an old song that you love, there's a new song that you will never hear in your lifetime. You won't. There's always sort of this sense like, well, I'll just get around to that later when I've got time. No, you're never going to have time. That doesn't happen. And never mind gaming, but in life, you're experiencing this tiny, tiny little sliver of everything you could possibly experience on this earth. So small. And it's beautiful. The things I'm experiencing are amazing. I live in Salt Lake City. I love all the details of this reality. It's wonderful, and I notice them too. I go on a walk. I notice the landscaping, the sounds of the city, and which is different because I came from kind of a rural area, Spanish Fork, and before I lived here, and came here to Salt Lake. The first time I've lived, well, no, I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area. So, but Salt Lake definitely has a feel to it. Are you having a good time?
I'm having a great.
Jeez. All right. So yeah, you're only getting like a small slice. So choose wisely. And I thought, what brought this up is I was like, hey, I'm going to go on my channel and I'm going to tell people how awesome Necromunda is. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because why? Because that's just another thing to pay attention to. And so you just gotta pick the things you're going to pick and be into those things. So like Warhammer, I have some thoughts about Warhammer 40K. So the first is they're putting out so much new material for it that you can never put down your roots, your ruts, as they say in Oregon. You can never put down your roots. You can never really get to know the system. Why? Because by the time you do, they changed it already. They're publishing like a book or two every month with rules in it. Like, here's things to absorb and that change the meta. Oh, and by the way, there's an FAQ. This isn't good anymore. And I'm just like, it's crazy. So you have these people like professional 40K players who typically have time and money. Not always, but I think there's a lot of them. They're doing well for themselves. And it's become sort of a hobby for that niche. Oh, I was like, where did Jessica go? All right, so anyway, so yeah, you can only have like a really small slice of life. That's it. Okay, so that's my first idea about 40K is that 40K is not the game that I started playing in 98. It's, 20 years. I've been painting. Wow. And I've hardly gotten better. Seriously, if someone just spent like 6 months with me, they would know everything I know. Right? You kind of know a lot of things that you're developing your deal. There you go. Yeah, Jessica's too good. Too good to be an audience for my show. All right, so anyway. Okay, listen up. So I saw this picture. It was of 3 repulsor executioners in a triangle, and there was a Leviathan dreadnought in the middle. And I was like, oh, that's what this game is now. That's what it is. But I mean, we had in 2008, we had like Fish of Fury, where you'd have like devilfish sort of lined up and the fire warriors were shooting under it. So I guess war games will always have sort of that element, and when you bring things to a competitive level. But the internet's kind of ruined wargaming in a way, because you can just go in, read the best things, and just do those. There's no discovery on your own of like figuring out how to do it and that sort of, well, come on in.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Oh, you are? Okay, well, see you later. So, actually, can you just wait a minute for me to finish this up?
Oh, sure.
Because I just want to go over it. All right, anyway. Last thing. So this is about 40K too. So I played a game with Colton, who you've met through the recent 40K battle reports. And after that, I did a little bit of researching, and I'm really into probabilities. And what I found is if you roll 10d6, you could roll as low as a 10 if you add them all together. You can roll as low as a 10. Infinitesimally small chance that you roll 10 dice and they will all be ones, right? And then on the other end of the scale, you could roll all 6s. Also, enormous improbability. So that's the 2 ends, and there's a bell curve of probability that you're going to hit those middle numbers. But the more dice you roll, the sharper that spike is. So like if you roll 2d6, it actually goes up in a hump like that. That's how it looks. 1d6 is straight across. Equal probability for each thing. So that's the bell, and the more dice you roll, you end up with this spike. So if you roll 10 dice, the spike is that 70% of the time you will get between 31 and 40. So a very narrow thing occupies 70% chance you're going to get in that narrow probability. And so with like to hit rolls for how many times you're going to hit by shooting 10 guys each one time, you're going to hit in that like certain amount. And when you roll it, because 40K is now rolling stupid amounts of dice. Oh, my aggressors shoot you. They're next to a lieutenant and so. And so now it's all these re-rolls.
2-point
Oh,
stratagem.
and exploding sixes. And so what you have is like, oh, I'm rolling 106 dice. I'm like, are you serious? What is possibly fun about scooping up and sifting through as fast as you can, by the way, because it's a tournament? 106 dice. No. Yeah. And so then the spike is like crazy. Like there's almost no chance you're going to get very much outside of that probability. So the closer it gets to 100% probability of having one outcome, the closer you are to chess, where there's no chance. You don't, so like my pawn takes your knight, oh, and you roll the dice and there's a small chance that he won't do it. No, it's 100% chance. And that's what occurred to me with my game with Colton. I had already lost before I even set up my guys. Why? I didn't have a great list. All the probabilities were already stacked. And so he just melted all my guys. Hey, no hard feelings. That's the game. But you got to understand, 40K is becoming, in my opinion, more and more less reliant on probabilities. The more dice you roll and the more things average out, with command reroll, the more you get like a game where it's like, it's kind of already, once you set up and everything, that's kind of, the game's probably going to go certain ways. Just my opinion. We shall see. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in.